Not happy already. How does that happen with all of that prep? Okay, anyway, we'll one thing at a time. We'll turn the bubbles off and welcome everybody back. It's Tuesday. This is the Late Night Playset. My name is Jay Ryan. We've got a great show for you in that it's going to be your show. This is Tell Us What You Want Tuesday. Nicole is here as well, although it's not as easy to cut to her as it usually is. We have got producer Mike in Canada over here. Hello, producer Mike. What is happening
everybody.
With you, buddy?
Tell us what you want on Tuesday. Well, I want me some throwback Pepsi. Cheers, everybody.
Canadians and Pepsi, man. What's up with that?
It's throwback Pepsi. It's made with real sugar. Yeah, the kind that kills you a different way.
I get it. I mean, we're with you because we like the Mexican Coke and stuff. Stuff. I keep saying and stuff because I'm really upset about my little thing here. I mean, I've made sure everything worked, and I turned the thing off, and
I can tell.
The lights are gone again. Hey, at least we're recording, and I got a microphone here. Hey, everybody, I'll tell you about the show in a second. In the meantime, this pretty girl over here is Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
Is a part of the trouble the fact that we can't buy badges?
We can't?
No, there's no badge spot on here for some reason on the Instagrams.
I can tell you that everything has been a trouble for me. I can tell you that. I know that I've had trouble with absolutely everything, like everything.
It's a full moon, and we're excited just all to be here, no matter what the show looks like.
Yeah, but if anybody tunes into this show for like just 2 seconds, it's this for the first 2 seconds every goddamn time, and I am over it. I'm over it. I would like to just come in strong and be like, hey, here's the show. We don't need 5 minutes to get it warmed up for you, because I've taken the last 2 hours to do it. Oh, gosh. Let's see here.
That would be awesome.
Live. Badges are on, according to this. According to this, badges are on. So why they're not there, I don't know. But I do know that Instagram has taken away, and I'm upset about this Instagram. And another thing, I'll tell you something else. You know what really grinds my gears? Is the lack of ability to go live on an iPad. This used to be very helpful, especially if you're an event and you got a monopod and you're at your thing and you've got your, you know what I mean? You could broadcast live on your Maybe they didn't want people doing that. I don't know why. It seems like they would promote people using their platform. Maybe they got wind of what we were doing, and we were taking their feed and putting it on Instagram, and maybe they didn't like that. But I'm just doing the same thing now with the phone now, so fucking go over it.
So what?
If I didn't mention it, it's Tell Us What You Want Tuesday. If by any chance it's not this, let us know, and we'll switch up what we're doing. No, in real life, Jay, Nicole, hello. Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. We will be talking about the weekend, how yours was, how ours was. We have got a massive East Coast feed log from the weekend. They're all current. We're going to do How's the Weather? We're going to do Whatcha Watching? So if there's anything that you're watching you want to tell us about, or you want to find out what we're watching, because we've got some reviews of some stuff, we'll tell you that stuff. We may or may not do a scratcher. We'll check in with our Canadian Mike friend over here, which we did a little bit. We'll do more of that. And our producer, Ariel, in New York. If she's here, we'll talk to her. But I'll tell you why she's in New York and all that stuff. Well, usually we're late starting the show right about now. So here we are. I don't know why my stuff isn't working, but it isn't. It seems like I might have a dead battery here. And if that's the case, then that's on nobody but me. It doesn't seem to be a Bluetooth issue like it usually is. But the good news with that is I can just plug it in over here, and I might have access to this again in a few minutes because my little light isn't turning on. In the meantime, hi, how you feeling?
Okay, so box time. I feel horrible, but I don't want to talk about it because I've read a few write-ups about me and descriptions of me, and I sound pathetic. So I'm going to try to be more upbeat and positive.
First of all, awesome and good for you, 100% across the board. But tell me what you're talking about, because I don't think I even know.
There was a description of the show I read on Instagram, and I just sounded pathetic when I showed my emotions, and I don't like it, so I'm gonna clam up a bit.
You're gonna clam up about your emotions?
I'm gonna.
What did somebody write on Instagram? Because I don't even think about. I know.
It's super nice. It's really supportive. But like, I was crying again. Blah blah blah. It's like I'm so tired of being that girl.
Oh, I see. So this is more This is an internal struggle. It's not so much that somebody else did something. This is solely what you're dealing with.
I got a light shone on a character trait of mine that I don't love, so I don't need to be as emotional all the time.
What makes you say that? What are you basing that on? Because it's not just this one comment. You're obviously taking in other criteria into account.
It's what I was taught when I was a kid, but like it resonates in my brain. Like I don't want to seem weak, and like there's no way around it. It sucks, but like it's not better sometimes or worse. It's just always worse. So. Some days, like, I want to cry all the time, but I don't need to do it on your show. Like, I don't.
I mean, I appreciate that, but this is... Yeah.
Yes, it's our show, blah, blah, you're nice, but, like, I don't want to be that person.
Making light of things as we do. I do.
Yeah.
Our show, okay, but on the show.
I just don't need to be the pathetic sidekick chick.
I appreciate that.
It's not good for anyone.
No, I agree. And you don't want to be the pathetic side chick.
I'm not.
I don't know that anyone thinks of you that way.
I don't think so, but I don't like being characterized that way, and I don't like seeing how I come across to others when I'm trying to do the opposite.
Oh, well, that brings me to this weekend. I mean, that's a hard thing. Sometimes the best of intentions can result in pains in the ass, regardless, even though you were trying to avoid said pain in the ass. Not the person, the situation. Can I pivot? Can I transition
Please.
to the GVBC? I wouldn't even call it drama because it's not going to be anything. It was over in 24 hours. But gosh, it was annoying for a few minutes. So, and I got no. This is not I sometimes exaggerate. Not exaggerating. Over 300 messages on the Good Vibes page of people supporting, us and what was going on with this little whatever, this little internet kerfuffle that I will explain in a moment. And it seemed like I couldn't not talk about it in some way. It's like the Bill thing in Malibu that time. You know what I mean? Like, if we just simply stopped going there forever, that would be weird if we didn't address it, if we didn't talk about it.
Address it and move on.
Right. Yeah. So, so a lot of people, especially lately, want to know what GVBC is. So there are messages from people who I don't know, who want to know when it is, where it is, stuff like that. As anybody who really knows GVBC knows, there's not really an answer to that because it's not at a set time. It's on a set day at a set place. I mean, that's pretty easy. But everybody already knows Friday at Newcomb's. So anyway, I generally usually say it's all morning. People come. It's not a set time. People come and go all morning long. Sorry, I had a baby stroke there. Excuse me. Woo! Cuckoo, cuckoo. You know, I saw that for a second. I usually say, whatever, it's no set time. I'm going to try it again. It's no set time. Folks come and go all morning long. All welcome. Not a club. See you up there. I would see you up there. Hopefully making people feel welcome, because that's the point. Now, we don't necessarily want everybody in the world to come up there. You know what I mean? We liked it when it was a small group, but the truth is it is open to everybody. It's a public space almost.
Yeah.
Okay. Private property on a public road. You know what I mean? Well, so every once in a while, one like Instagram goes, and also GVBC. This is worth noting. GVBC is not really a public page. There's 0 posts on it. 0. I keep the stories alive after GVBC each week, but like I don't monitor it throughout the week. I don't check in on Tuesday. Go, ooh, I wonder what's going on. And sometimes a message sneaks through, especially if it comes in during like one of those times where 200 people who were just up at GVBC that day are posting photos and tagging and whatever. Things get lost. Anyway, one of the people who wanted to know when and where, what the deal was with GVBC, they phrased it very interestingly. How can I join? What's the plan? They said for next friYAY. Grammatically, it was a nightmare, but I don't hold that against anyone because I can't work an iPhone either. I can't imagine that I saw it and didn't respond, because that's not me. So the truth is, and the only real explanation could be that it just slipped through, right? Nothing intentional from our side. I guess the answer didn't come through fast enough, and whatever. This person got very upset that they weren't getting what they wanted from me, and all I can assume is that they probably read something into me not responding, like I saw it and oh, F this guy, he's only got a Kia Stinger or whatever, which is what he drove. And a 3000 GT, by the way, which I used to have one. And that's kind of like an embarrassing car to tell people that you used to own. I mean, it's kind of cool now because they're coming back, but like it wasn't cool for a while. Could have been friends with this guy. You know what I mean? Like he could have brought it up. I could have totally geeked out over it. I used to have one and driven it around, whatever. He decided to get really mean and like attacking and just mean in general, you know, and talking about the bad vibe. This is how toxic the car community is, and gave me a bunch of middle finger emojis and stuff like that. Said, called me whack. I'm whack. WHAK. Was it whack? I think it was whack. That's okay. I probably am whack. I might agree with that one. I don't know what whack means, but like that one didn't bother me. And a bunch of other stuff. And it didn't stop there, and it kept on going. And I kept trying, at first, whatever. You guys all saw what the exchanges were. And I tried every time, even though, you know, each one boils your blood, because you can't really help that. But you can help how you respond and how you deal with it and what you give back. So I, would take a couple of minutes and let that and go, okay, well, this person clearly whatever. And I just kept trying to like shut it down. I really just wanted this person to go away because we've all dealt with this type of person. You can't really win. And I could have won if I simply responded in the first, saw the thing and responded and just, you know what I mean? Like he would have come up and probably never come again because it wasn't his scene or whatever. But being that didn't happen, I felt that I couldn't win. So I just kept trying to shut it down. And he wasn't into it. Everything was whatever, more and more and more. And that went on for a couple days. And then other people, because I posted it in Good Vibes, because I made it public. If somebody's going to attack me personally, it's weird. Like, if it's legitimate, like, I probably would. It's probably like anything. Like, when you sue somebody, like, if it's legitimate, oh, you want to settle out of court or whatever. But if not, it's like, bring it, whatever. And I was feeling the latter. I was like, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the issue is here. I can't figure out why you're upset. You can't be this upset just because I didn't get back to you in time. I said at one point, I said, there's nothing to join. When I first he goes, boy, no response back or something like that. And, with a humph or a K or, whatever, something passive aggressive. So I responded back with, like, sorry, there's nothing to join. There is no plan. Sorry for the misunderstanding. And then it was like, it turned into you're telling me you don't meet it on fucking. It's like, no, I wasn't saying that. I kind of figured you knew that part. Like, how are you reaching out to me if you don't know that part? I don't know. Whatever. It made me very uncomfortable throughout the entire weekend. I was dealing with it nonstop because I couldn't let it go. I couldn't. It consumed me. Kept doing our other stuff. I mean, we kept living the rest of our life, but it did consume me because it's like the magnets. The good vibes and the bad vibes, and the slime and the Ghostbusters and all. I was just like, oh man, how do I make this better and/or just go away? And there really wasn't one for that, just sort of time. It also seems like because I posted it public, it seems like some other people then sent him messages. I know for one, Jordan, what's his name? God damn it. Did I just screw it up? Jordan Ritz, DP. I'm sorry, man. He helped us. He cut off our shift knob, remember? So we could put the new one on?
Yeah.
It is. It's Jordan Ritz. I just had that stroke from earlier is catching up now. He sent some nice stuff. He's like, you're attacking like the nicest people. Like, I don't know what the problem is. And then other people jumped in too. So whatever. And then he got upset about that. He was like, why? Stop sending your goons to my DMs. I was like, bro, I blocked you and haven't thought about you since. It's these other messages from everybody else. But I caused that because I made it public. So that's what I was dealing with. Thanks to everybody who was so supportive. I hope. Now I don't know if this guy will ever see this because I don't know. He was talking to me like he had no idea who I was. Like, I mean, that's not. That sounds terrible. You know what? I didn't mean like that. But what I meant was, I don't think he knew I'm Jay Ryan, who has a little show, who knows like a lot of famous people that he probably would love to be around. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So in the off chance that he sees this or somebody who sees this knows him, I'm not going to say his name. Please encourage him to come up to Good Vibes, see what it's all about, get the hug he so desperately needs from a bunch of good people that he will see there's no point in shitting on. I'm going to get your little not a club shut down. And it was like, first of all, these days it's much more of an obligation than like a fun, relaxing thing that my wife and I started. So if some dick gets it shut down, that's no fucking skin off my back. You know what I mean? Also, good luck. Like, you can stop us from going, but I mean, there's hundreds, thousands of other people now who do it. I mean, how are you going to stop that? Plus, there's nothing to stop. It's just people who go for a drive on Friday morning.
This sounds crazy.
It's not a thing. I don't own Newcombs.
Crazy to me.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So that was 15 minutes on how my weekend was. How about you guys? I can't see crap over there. Wait, there's a new way to message on Instagram. Do I want to update? Did you guys update? What's happening? This is all happening in real time? I'm going to update. I probably shouldn't have updated. I regret this immediately. Whoa, whoa, hey, sheep, yep. It's me, but it's from me from earlier. Shh, quiet. Good Lord. Here, get out of there. Holy crap, I'm sorry, everybody. Isn't this a great show? If I didn't mention it earlier, please like, subscribe. There's a bell you're supposed to click. I haven't seen the bell myself on any page ever, so I don't even know where to look for that. But you're supposed to hit it. You're supposed to like it. You're supposed to ring that bell, folks. Ring that bell. And, all right, so I can't see that at all, but I can see this. Cars and Comedy has joined the... We're here, folks. Topless Targa. Boost Babe. What's up, Boost Babe? She's laughing at me. Yeah, I know. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. There's nothing new here. I shut it down. Come back. She snorted. You snorted. All right. I guess it won't let you go further up. Gosh darn it. Oh, it is what it is. All right. So that's how my weekend was. Oh, we were going to go to Beverly Glen. Or, I mean, we said if the energy is there, we were going to go to Beverly Glen. Friday has been wiping us out. And the heat on Friday was like a lot. That
pretty monstrous.
And we left. We all left early. In that, I think we left by noon or 12:15 or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember that there was a girl, Taylor, I think, who showed up on the bike. She sent me a message first. Very nice girl. Happened to see her right as we were leaving. I didn't know she was a bike person. I was expecting a car. I guess I wasn't expecting her anyway, but whatever. A girl on a bike. And she was like, hey, what, am I late? And I was like, my inside voice said, who the fuck are you? The outside voice, I was like, for what? And she was like, for more than a dozen cars and people. And I was like, oh, you are here from us. Okay. Yeah, but the people up by the tree are really nice. And she went up and found them. So I hope that Taylor enjoyed herself. But it was hot as hell, so we got the fuck out of there. I remember coming back here, and I think we started watching stuff. The Whatcha Watching section of the show is going to be mighty today. So let us all know when you want to get to that. And then I see people over there. Okay. Oh, Tom's laughing. Hi, Tom. Bug and Box is here. Randy Carlson, hello. Is there a snort emoji? Hilarious. Auto Kennel, hello. Jordan Ritz DP. It was Jordan Ritz DP. We were talking about you before. Jordan Ritz, we just told the story. Thanks for sticking up for us. Sorry you had to, or whatever. You didn't have to. It was a whole weird situation that didn't need to occur. There were, I have to say, of the 300 plus, no exaggeration, again, reminding you, no exaggeration, 300 plus messages from people who were in support. I mean, various levels of support. Some just like, oh, you're doing the right thing, keep breathing, and who needs this? Sorry you have to deal with it. To like, full on, fuck that guy, and like saying mean things about his cars and his TikTok and stuff. And it's like, I didn't want to perpetuate any of that. I wanted to make sure that everyone understood it was. I know it's just a misunderstanding at the root of it all, because that's what life is. It's just a bunch of misunderstandings. There is no there are no problems. We're just a bunch of stupid people who are imperfect and sometimes think we're more important than we really are and shit like that. But we're not. And sometimes we get that pointed out to us. I think this guy got that pointed out to him. Anyway, who was the idiot in the DMs? I know. You'll have to watch back on YouTube. He was a clown, drives a Kia. Oh, see, now I'm not judging the Kia. I'm not judging the Kia. The hilariousness is, remember when they launched that car, they did all of the press drives on the Crest. So they had a handful of cars, and they would just send people out to the Crest to go drive it. It's what everyone does individually now, but back then there was a whole program. So we saw that car before it was out, and we were like, what, a Kia muscle car? I mean, that's pretty cool. Why not? That's what it is.
Not.
So that's what we were doing for the weekend, yeah. Should we break up the East Coast feed so it's not an East Coast feed marathon? I think we should. Oh, but I didn't put them in, did I? It's all right. I can do them quick this way. All right, hang on here. I think the first one, I'll ask a question, and you can all talk about it while I figure this out. Does everyone remember where we were when we last checked in with the East Coast feed?
It's a great question. I think
Ferris Wheel.
theme park.
You both you're good. Did you hear producer Mike up there?
No.
All right. What'd you say, producer Mike?
I said it was a Ferris wheel.
Yes, sir. That's what I recall as well. And let's see if this works. This would be amazing if it did. Hang on,
Roll it,
producer
Hal.
Mike. Nope.
I didn't time it right. God damn it.
Oh, hey, oh. Nope. No. Unbelievable. Boy. All right. Well, now that we did that, it's a Jay Ryan internet time killer. Anybody get that reference? Okay, good. Canadian Mike did. All right. East Coast feed. First one. Follow up to the Ferris wheel. Roll it out.
East Coast feed? Say it. Who we with today? Grandma and Brooke.
Scared, Grandma. I'm scared.
Both hating the ride.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, we are.
You guys good of it? Whoa, it's moving. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Whoa, look out.
Why are we going up? Oh, fuck. Should we go down?
And we love it.
We do love it. You're right, monkey.
We love it and 2 people don't.
Yeah, 2 people don't. They're right there.
That's right. And the other people who don't love it are over here.
No, we're not moving. We're just rocking back and forth gently. Isn't that great?
Oh, fuck, 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 fuck. Okay. Oh my God. Like, stop.
This is the best, right, monkey? We're nice and high up, right? Is it too high?
No.
Oh, it's not even high as the one in Great Adventure.
Yeah, and I even love being high.
She even loves that. I know. Who doesn't love
I
it,
like being
though?
high, but I like this kind of high.
I wish I was on the roof.
Yeah, it's on the roof. All right, say goodbye to Nicole. Say that, Nicole. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
That is so funny.
Watch that first step. It's a doozy. I can't believe Brooke got on that thing again after Thursday of last week where she was not into it.
I give her mad credit. That's good for her.
That's the same pop-up carnival over there at the Danbury Fair Mall in Danbury, Connecticut, right next to Danbury Porsche Audi Volkswagen. It's also where the Danbury Fair was when I was a kid, where I saw the Paul Newman car and stuff like that. There was a racetrack there. Now it's a mall. And I guess once a year the Ferris Wheel comes to town, the whole carnival thing. You get your funnel cake and all that. When I was a kid, I never went to the mall one. That was that was the grown-up kids.
Yeah, I bet.
By the time I was that age, I was not going to carnivals. You know what I mean? I was a little kid going to carnivals.
Right.
Yeah. I was sneaking in the Ed Sullivan Theater and doing other bullshit.
Yeah. Busy.
All right, we know we missed the badges too. All right, so I can't. That's weird. You know, the truth is, I turned it off and turned it back on earlier because I thought, I was jockeying every single button while I tried to turn the live back on. So the fact that I turned it off for a second, maybe that's the problem. I don't know. We will figure it out. Maybe not today, but we will figure it out. Thank you, Canadian Mike. I keep calling him Canadian. Oh, Boost Bay bought a badge. Okay, so it's in some places and not others. So, all right, take everything I said away. I didn't break it. Works in Palmdale. That's where Boost Babe is with Cadillac Pat. It's a cool Kia, actually, if there is such a thing. I agree. For me, Bug and Box, it was the 3000 GT. Because and again, it all comes back to Dave. Letterman had a red Dodge Stealth Turbo that he got as a gift from NBC when they were trying to be nice to him after the Tonight Show debacle and everything else. I can't believe it's none of my business. But anyway, so then it was like, and we all saw it when the car phone night or whatever in the 90s. They did car phone night, and it was like, oh, he's in the car that we see him, in the neighborhood. Like, that's really. And then I thought, oh well, started looking at the 3000 GT. Honestly, I liked the Stealth, but I couldn't find one in the time or the price or whatever. I ended up with a 3000 GT. It was never the Stealth I wanted, but I did love it. All that to say, again, could have been friends with this dude. Boost Babe, yikes, I don't like Ferris wheels. I'll roller coaster all day. Oh, that's cool. I don't disagree with that because the forward momentum, you're moving so much.
Same.
The Ferris wheel it's all about being held captive. It doesn't even go all the way around and you get off. I mean, it's like, the next person, and it's not even in order. Keep it. Not holding me hostage up in the air. Why? What's with Ferris wheels? What's the deal? I'm sorry. Do impressions count as comedy? It was hardly an impression. Can we talk about What Are You Watching? Or do we do more East Coast feeds? All right, here's the deal. 2 more East Coast feeds from the pub crawl. That was Friday night. Saturday night. Everyone make that sense. That was from Friday night. Saturday is 2 more from the pub crawl, and then there's 2 more from Sunday at BMW where there was a car show.
It's a lot.
No, I know, but I need your help now. Do we do 1 or 2 more, or do we save it for a few? If you don't know, it's all right, because maybe producer Mike knows. Or, God damn it, Canadian Mike. By the way, you can be producer Mike. I'm not trying to keep you from being producer Mike, Canadian Mike.
I'll be whoever you want me to be, Jay.
No, my explanation is that you are not just a producer anymore. You are a host. Look, the likelihood of someone watching this show and someone coming across you on HeCast from He Changed It is not that likely. There's not going to be a whole lot of crossover. But now that you're the host of the Letterman Podcast, there will be some crossover. So calling you a producer on one show while you're a host on the other, to me, it's just confusing for people. And so that's why I was thinking like, oh, well, he can be a producer. That's fine. But he's Canadian Mike, because I think that should be your name, the Letterman Podcast with Canadian Mike.
He's more of a character that way.
Yeah. He's more of a character.
All right.
But you can be whatever you want.
There are people who call me Canada Mike. I am known in certain circles as Canada Mike. I don't know if that helps or if that makes things even worse.
I don't know. You mean because it's a third option? It's another variation?
Yeah, I don't know if that has a better ring to it than Canadian Mike. Canada Mike is a thing. By the way, I hope that somebody at some point makes the T-shirt a Kia muscle car. Why not? I laughed out loud when you said that.
I'm delighted that you find me humorous, because I watch these back sometimes and I wonder why I'm on this show at all. I'm like, well, why doesn't somebody else just do it? I'll just run it. Thank you, buddy. Boost Babe, what's in your cup, sir? Are you asking me, Boost Babe? Probably. I was thinking, yeah, probably. She's probably talking to me. How about that? Lucky me. What's in your cup, sir? Oh, you're just drinking a Pepsi. I've got water over here, and water over here, and coffee over here.
You're covered.
In the beginning, I used to drink a tremendous amount of water on this show. I would go through 2 mugs.
I drank coffee. Neat. It's flipped.
But now, I've got the 2 mugs of water here. I really don't usually finish one, not the 2. I do like having the coffee, though.
I bet.
I stopped drinking the coffee because I asked you to stop drinking the coffee. But now, if you want to drink coffee, I mean, now everything is fucking flipped. I mean, our life is totally different. If you want the coffee now, I'll make the coffee for you every day. I mean, on the thing.
I love it, but I don't like the feeling of having to pee, and everything goes through me all the time, and I have no external sensation, so it's really hard to do anything, so it's not worth it.
It's also a hassle to go pee. It's not like other people. Oh, I gotta go. I jump up off the couch, run and pee, come back. It's 2 minutes. This is like a 20-minute, 30-minute process.
Think about that every time I go to take a sip of water. I'm like, do I need it?
I know, that's such a bummer, because you do need it and you can't. But you're not alone. This is how. Forgive me for saying this is how elderly people deal with it. This is how senior citizens deal with. Oh, am I gonna? They don't want whatever. All the problems you have, all the same things you deal with.
Yeah, that's why I know it can be bettered. Fixed is ridiculous to think about, but like, we can function better.
Than we are. Well, I agree with that. I mean, I'm always interested in looking to improve the logistics around here. I know
I'm
that's not
gonna
what you mean,
blow your mind with how much I can add to this once I get my words to talk to you together.
I believe it. We all do.
All the information there, I just can't give it to you, and I think it's because you're not the person to do it. It's not your job. Like, I put so much on you by existing, like, and you're so great about doing what needs to be done. Like, I can't give you any other tasks. It's not fair.
What do we need? What do you want me to do? What is the? What if maybe it's up to me? What if I want to do it? This other task. What's the other task?
When my words work, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's a combination of fun stuff.
The truth is, once your words work, my load will get much lighter, so I can probably do the things for you that you're thinking about. Because currently, I know you guys watch us for 2 hours a week or whatever, but like, it's very difficult for us to communicate in life, which is weird, because I think we both, either currently or formerly, were good communicators in this world. But together, there's a weird thing there.
Yeah, it's tricky. I've come to some conclusions about it, but like, I have to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, I mean, that's good advice for everybody.
Yes.
Sean Bishop says dunks.
Thanks. That's a basketball term.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. That's all I know.
Are you done with what you were saying?
I think so.
All right.
This is why I need someone to tell me what to do. It's not your job. I lose my train of thought all the time. But all the information's there, so I just need to have it drawn out kindly.
Uh-huh. I'm not nice enough to do it.
No, you...
I extract a little too
You're very... You're very to the point, which causes my emotions to get riled up. But it's also, and most importantly, not your responsibility right now. There's so much else that goes into keeping us running and me alive and the housework. Like,
yeah.
I won't ask you to do anything else. But
What is that? Why do you keep saying that? What else is there that I could be doing that I can't be doing, in your opinion? Like, is there something? Because you keep saying that, and then it makes it sound like, there's something Jay could do, but she doesn't want him to.
You do everything, and I just can't talk. So I can't express anything.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll get twirled around in there.
All right.
I'm just
I think the issue with me that you get nervous is because I hold you to your words. Because you still a little bit, but you used to use words like they were fucking free. I mean, you would just say everything so that you were covered.
Yes.
With everybody. And I'm convinced that that's the type of behavior that here we are talking about you again, the whole thing, it's fine. And I'm good with it. I know you said earlier that you didn't want to as much.
I don't mind talking. I just don't want to seem sad.
All right. Well, the question originally was, should we do more East Coast feeds or not? And we've done 10 minutes on whatever this is.
East Coast feeds rather than me would be great. So.
But I think you're showing that maybe you do need to talk more. I think the whole point of the only reason we even have a podcast is because we were trying to start one for you 4 years ago. You were the one who was supposed to have a podcast.
And then everything fell apart. Like, you're amazing, and I adore you, and I don't say that even. So my mouth is a disaster. So you put up with a lot. I'd like to get my thoughts together before I waste anyone's time.
That's again, these are good life lessons for everybody. So many people walk up to somebody with nothing to say.
Yeah.
Here's a tip about the Ryans, and we've always been this way, but like especially lately that we're more precious with our time because we don't have as much of it as you do probably. I mean, to look forward to. We're not small talk people. Anybody can come talk to us, but have something to say when you show up. Don't just fucking come over and. I feel like some people ask, or they hear me ask questions, and then they do it back to me, thinking that's what I want. I'm like, I'm not doing it for me. I don't want to tell you how my drive was. I'm curious to hear how you talk about you. I do enough talking about me.
Yep.
You do enough talking about you.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about something real. Let's talk about your life, your philosophy. Tell me what's going on with you. I genuinely want to hear it. But if you're going to ask me, hey, how was your drive today? I'm like,
nope.
I'm fucking fine. And stuff. And no offense, but you're the 12th person who's asked me in the last 15 minutes. I sound like such an asshole. I am, I guess. I'm so sorry. The truth is I love everybody. It's just like, I'm trying to show you how to get the best me. And sometimes I get short because, again, precious with time and energy. We have to be precious with time and energy. Boost Babe, I'm on the same page, she says. She gets it. She gets it.
Love her.
Yeah. Yeah. I love her too. I love Cadillac Pat too. You know, she bought, I can't remember what it's called, but she brought that cool wagon the other day. What's it called, Boost Babe? That crazy ass wagon. It looks like it's a bunch of different cars. It looks like, it's a little bit of Beamer there, a little bit of Lexus over there, a little bit of... Topless Target says amen. Amen. My grandfather used to say, amen and amen. That was the way, like, you know, you're doing great, you know, like at supper. Old people had supper. We have dinner. They had supper. And the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. Amen. Everyone says amen. Amen and amen. Something about old guys, man. Old guys make me fucking laugh. He was my grandfather, so he's close to me anyway, but, like, I mean, you know, means something special to me. But old guys in general make me laugh. Even the ones I don't like. There's that one who comes to Breakfast Club still, even though he can't stand us after all these years and whatever the heck. I'm not going to say his name because he knows who he is. He's probably still watching. He's just bitter as hell. Like, even him I still love. I still am so entertained by, like, the fact that he won't change. Somehow I find that, like, his stuff isn't, like, old racist. So he's not like that type of guy. He's just a fucking, and
there's something endearing about his curmudgeonly.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And that's how I feel about most people who are of a certain age. It's like, well, they're probably not going to change. So we may as well embrace this so that it doesn't irritate me anymore. Oh, then maybe that's what it is. A lot of them started with irritations until I learned, even with my own grandfather. You know, you're driving. My grandparents lived in Maryland and I lived in Connecticut, so I'd go visit them for the summer every year for like a week or whatever. And so you're with them 24/7, right? So you go where they go and whatever. So anytime we're driving around, my grandfather would always point out the same stuff. Like, somebody stole that cow. It was a deli place with a cow on the top. Somebody stole that cow once, or a pig or whatever it was. And then, the Ma and Pa Railroad used to come right through there. Whatever the stories are, they were always the same. And that used to irritate the piss out of me. I was like, why is he saying the same thing over and over and over again? Who does that? Who does that? I guess I embraced it. I can't. I'm still that way. I can't go home to Connecticut without telling anybody I'm with what everything used to be. That used to be a Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, it was a Burger King when I was going to Chick-fil-A, huh? They opened up a Chick-fil-A. Times are a-changing. Oh, man. All right, so we're running out of time here. We haven't really done much. We got to, let's do Whatcha Watching and How's the Weather, because both of those are important to me.
Okay.
It's important to me. I really care about these things. Let's do How's the Weather real quick. If I can. Boy, this is on, but it's not on, and that is just still irritating me. It's much worse when we have a guest because I have to cut the cameras a lot. It's not too bad when it's just us. Still getting to me, though. What did I say we would do? Oh, here, while I think about it, let's check in with the East Coast feed, like we've said we would do a bunch of times. Almost a half hour of that.
How's the weather? That's what you said.
I know, but we have to do the feed before the How's the Weather because we never did it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how behind we are. All right, back to the feed. Roll it out.
Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, it's East Coast feed time. Look at Brooke, how excited she is. You know where we are? Brooke, tell me where we are, Brooke. Talk about it.
We're at a bar crawl.
Oh, great. That's awesome, baby. Thank you. Yeah, we're at a bar crawl for Hope on Main Street in Newtown, Connecticut. And as you can see by our shirts, with the flagpole, Mr. Ryan, you know the flagpole in Newtown. And we're down the block from the flagpole. We're at Reverie Brewery. We're drinking for Hope on Main Street, which is a charity for American Cancer Society. Brooke's checking her hair as I hold the phone, because that's what she does. They have a nice little spot. They got a food truck outside. They got like an outdoor patio. Everybody's sitting here. It's kind of a nice little vibe. And we're raising a couple bucks. We're partying with a purpose. That's what Danbury Chive does. Boys and girls at home, for the East Coast feed, you don't know, that's what we do. This is how it all started. And Brooke just checks herself out. She looks good though, right? Look at that. Woo! At least she's not on the Ferris Wheel. All right? There we go. Love you guys.
Yeah. Whoa, what the frig happened there? Holy crap. The whole system's crumbling down. We need to rebuild this studio. We need a hiatus week. We need a vacation. So many things. We got to talk about the live shows too, because we're getting closer to the live shows, and we need to. If anybody wants to help us with the live shows, if anybody wants to help us, I'm like, it's not. I need 10 guys. It's not like that. But if anybody wants to help us, there is a lot to do, and producer Ariel will be helping us as well. Logistics and such, but it's going to be great. It's going to be really fun. The first one will be at the Marconi on September 3rd. So There isn't a place to buy your tickets yet, but they're going to go up soon, and I'll let you know, and get them while you can, because it's going to be intimate. It's going to be small. It's going to be intimate and small. It's going to be both. I know, I'm ridiculous. I'm sorry. Believe me, I hear it all these days. So that's going to be fun. So send a message if you want to help us be part of. Oh, Reggie Watts. Reggie Watts is in. He's going to be. So it's going to be us and Reggie Watts, and there will be many other people. We're putting the invites out to a lot of funny people, famous comedians. It's not just going to be us. It's not just going to be us. And the cars are covered, of course, by the Marconi. But whatever. Hopefully there will be car-related company as well.
I bet.
I mean, there will be.
I mean.
How cool is that? We are watching HBO series Barry. Pretty cool. How cool is that? How cool is that is to the Marconi. Oh, thanks, Sean Bishop. It's very cool. And Sean Bishop, who no one else knows, but I do, and she does, he's going to be on the show at some point here. Every week, I'm like, this week? Next week? The week after? He's got a young son and a wife and a life and, he's got his hands full. He can't just come over for a couple hours on an evening when they should be having dinner and stuff. So, but we're working on it. Live show at the Marconi, September 3rd. Woohoo. Yes, that is confirmed. That is our date at the Marconi. It'll definitely be us. It'll definitely be Reggie Watts. There will be more. There will be more. But it's Cars and Comedy at the Marconi. And there will be other ones. We're going to do the Motoring Club. We're going to be doing, at some point, we're going to be doing Porsche dealerships as well. I don't want to say which ones yet. But at least 2 in the LA area, and hopefully more. Hopefully more. And then at some point, we're making our way back east to Telefunken Studios as well, right by Lime Rock, where we will do the show for a week. Which is weird, because there's really only 2 shows normally a week. So I don't know what that actually means. I know that they want to throw a charity car show on the weekend. So it may be 2 or 3 shows during the week and that car show on the weekend is what I think. Something like that. So, but it should be great because Catherine DeLorean will be there in person. All of the East Coast people who can't be here in person will be there in person, which will be really fun.
Fun.
Names? I don't know. But it'll be Tony from Telefunken and Cat DeLorean and Danbury Chive will be there. And there were more. There were more we were talking about. I just can't remember them right now. All right, let's do the other feed from the pub crawl. Check in with Danbury Chive and Brooke and see where they are now. What's going on? Roll it out.
East Coast Feed Part 2. Jay Ryan, look, it's my cousin Jen. You remember her? We used to throw out parties all the time back in the day. We were just reminiscing. We wanted to say hi to you.
Hi, Jay.
There you go.
Jay.
That's it. Bar Crawl Part 2. Love you.
Yeah, I remember the parties back in the day, you silly gooses. When we worked at Saturn, we would throw parties at his little apartment I think they were monthly, but at one point there was like a mini one every weekend, but the big ones were once a month. Everybody came. It was crazy.
Cass has so much energy. I can't imagine what he was like when he was younger.
Right. And, we both used to be that way. Remember when I used to have that energy? Mm-hmm. So imagine 2 Tasmanian devils that then become one cyclone sometimes. We were unstoppable.
I bet.
Just give them whatever they want. Just get them out of here. Whatever. It's awkward. It was a long time ago. We were kids. We were kids back then. So whatever happened back then is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that we should do How's the Weather, because that's what I said we would do. And I'll get this dialed up real quick. And does everyone remember how the weather is? It's not actually having anything to do with weather anymore. It just simply means that we call the Letterman YouTube channel and leave a message for Barbara Gaines. Oh, here. At least get the phone book out so we have the right props for the riffling and the pointing. So at least this is here while we're talking. There we go. Woo! In the old days, Dave and Barbara Gaines used to do a segment on the show with the phone books called, was it called Riffle and Point? No, what I call it? How's the weather out there? And they would look through the phone book, and they would call a number at random, and they would call it different places in the country, and they would call them and ask them how the weather is. It's before the internet and satellite television, cable television even. Nowadays, my phone will tell me within like a degree anywhere in the world.
Hi, you've reached Barbara Gaines at the alleged Barbara Gaines show. Please leave a message.
Barbara, it's Jay and Nicole again. We're loving the shows. You guys are doing a great job with your podcast. Congratulations on the podcast. We actually just heard that you now have a podcast. We were wondering if we could talk to you, Barbara, you about your podcast on our podcast. Here's what I'm thinking. Now that you have a podcast, everybody's going to jump on this. So we want to get you. We want to get you while we can. Barbara, please do our podcast.
Please.
It's Jay and Nicole in the Playset. Cars and Comedy. Talk to you soon. We'll see. Oh, I hung up the wrong phone. Old guy coming through. Got my phone book here. Hanging up my... Holy crap. All right. Did that. All right, now, here's the reason I want to do Whatcha Watching. I want to turn Whatcha Watching into a real segment because you and me, the royal we, you and me can't do the things we used to. We can't go the places we used to. Our life is more confined than it used to be. But we still do a lot while we're here. But we don't do anything with what we do while we're here. Like, eventually, the stuff you do here will become the foundation, and it is becoming, and that's happening. But, like, where was I going with that? Boy, spaced out there.
What you watching, Jay?
No, I know. Thank you, buddy. That one was for a dramatic pause. But, man, you're right on it. Thank you. And where'd that voice come from? It was amazing. I love it. He was really good. I can't. This doesn't work. We watch a lot of stuff. So I think that we should talk about the stuff that we watch and then, like, review it or something. Because that's what we do. We watch stuff.
It's a great idea.
And then we can watch stuff, and then we do it here, and then it becomes, other people watch stuff and whatever. I don't know.
I listened to comedy the other day, and some guy was like, it sounds crazy to say, but my hobby is watching TV, and it resonated with me. I'm like, I like it, because I like watching good TV, but I'm also writing, so I like watching stories develop.
Right.
So I look at it both ways, but I like, and we used to say murder shows, now it's true crime, it's everywhere. But, like, I learned a lot of psychology from watching early murder shows.
I think I've said this for years. When you burn the ID logo into that plasma television we used to own, I think that you watch these shows because one day you're just going to kill me. You want to figure out every possible way to not get caught, and you're like, all right, I think I know what I'm going to do.
That's what men always think. But, like...
I don't really think that.
I couldn't
give a shit. If you kill me, you know how much easier our life would be if we both just yank the wheel off the crest?
I think that about me all the time, yeah. But, like...
That's how we joke, by the way. Don't people think that we're really going to do that?
No. I just used to put it on the background. That's like when I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to get away from people. And then everyone do it. It's like I used to watch things no one watched to have my own stuff. And then true crime is very popular now.
You need your own podcast. You want to talk a lot. I'd like it. Hank on camera 4 pointed out something. I forgot something.
At the alleged Barbara Gaines show, please leave a message.
Love you. Hank on camera 4 goes, you didn't say you loved her this time. Forgot. All right, so that was a great segue to talk for a couple minutes to our Canadian Mike friend over here, host of the Letterman podcast.
Hey, kids.
You have had some great people already. I'm sure we haven't talked in forever, it seems.
I know.
And I'm sure that you have progressed since that. So what's going on with the Letterman podcast? Anything you want to tell us?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some great guests coming. I don't want to jinx things with some of them and keep them close to the vest. So today we had a postmortem episode drop with author Scott Ryan. He's written this Twin Peaks book, and he wrote this Letterman book, and that was a delightful episode. We went over Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Friday,
the book you just held up, was that the it's on the wall there? Is it The Last Days of Letterman? Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We actually have that on the set over there.
Yeah, one of the greatest books ever written.
Really?
It's so
I'm
good.
pretty sure it arrived and I put it on the shelf. Should I?
Well, you're in for a treat, my friend.
Really?
It's yeah. It goes
I don't.
through the last
I
6
have
weeks.
not. I'm one of those people who's probably on the Dave camp. Like, I haven't loved any of the books that have ever been written about Dave or The Late Show because I don't feel like anybody's ever gotten it. This I remember talking to you about once, and you said, "Well, no, it's because it's from all the real people. They did a really good job." So please go on. But now that we know what the reference is,
That's exactly right. It's a compilation of many of the staff. I think 25 staff members, and they went through show by show for the last 6 weeks, and they had some other tidbits, a chapter on the top 10 lists and some of the other things. And Scott just basically organized the whole thing and made it into an oral history of the last 6 weeks of Dave's run, which in my opinion is the greatest television run in history. It's a very, very good book.
and as I understand it from you telling me this, so I'll let you tell them. But you had
Sure.
said that it seems to be very well received from the Letterman camp. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, all the way up to Dave. Dave was really happy
Well,
that
that's
somebody
that's a
wrote.
huge yes.
Yeah. He was very happy that somebody took the time to write a book about the staff. And talking to Scott, as he and I become friends over the years, the idea, he didn't ask anybody one question about David Letterman. He asked them about their daily lives in the show, different things. And of course, Dave came up through that, but he was interested in them. And it all began with Barbara Gaines. It all began with he wanted to know about the final montage that played live with the Foo Fighters at the very end of the show, which intrigued him to no end. And she finally gave him an audience about that, and it turned into this book.
So I think I was under. I think I misunderstood this whole thing. I thought this guy was there and covered the last X weeks of Letterman. So this book was written after the show went off the air?
Correct.
Oh, well, that's
About 2 years after it came out. But I see he started working on it. He started bugging Barbara right after the montage, and she finally gave him the time of day a year later. And then through the interview about the montage, she would say things like, "Oh, you should talk to so-and-so, you should talk to so-and-so." And it led to this much bigger project, to the point where he's had them all together at the Paley Center, I believe. And Bill Carter moderated it, and they've had
wow.
this. It's a phenomenal undertaking. I love this project.
What do you think Dave thinks of Bill Carter?
That is a question that I would ask Dave if I ever was given the opportunity. That's on one of my lists. I don't know what he thinks of him. I could see it either way, because it seems like Dave cooperated with Bill on certain projects. But I also wouldn't be at all surprised if after cooperating, he never gave that project even a second glance afterwards. So there's a little bit of irony there.
Yeah, I'm curious my own self. I know that I'm not Dave, but like we've had enough things written about us at this point where I'm like, I don't love journalists. Everyone's been so nice with us and everything, but I'm like, they never hit the points I want them to hit or whatever. You know, it's always a different story than you think it's going to be.
Yep.
So that's
without a doubt, yeah. And Friday we have Irene Hoffman on the podcast, which is going to be really delightful having her. That's Rupert G's girlfriend.
How
Yeah.
cool. Now, I have totally screwed up, but I bet she's even here. No, let's see. Next week feels good for Manuel Korea. Let's see if she's in the comments here.
I don't know if she's commented.
Here
There she is. Yeah.
Present, Nicole, you are sunshine. You do not exude weakness. Not a pathetic anyone. You do not represent this. That's right. That's right.
Holy cow.
Let's see. Kevin Patrick Goulet. Kevin Goulet. Love you guys. Thanks for the cars and comedy. Yes, sir. Canadian Mike, producer Mike, too. Like both, says Irene Hoffman. And Irene Hoffman also says, you seem real. You don't seem sad. Your lives are harder than they were. You are both valiant. Ugh. I'm a Depends candidate, Nicole. Oh, well, we're Depends users for years now. And that is what it is. So that's cool. So that's and she's got a close connection to the Late Show. Why?
She is the longtime companion of Rupert G. And there's so many things
Proprietor
I
of the
wish I
Hello
could tell
Deli.
you. Proprietor of the Hello Deli. And this is a little tease. I believe you're going to be hearing a lot more about them on the Letterman podcast, perhaps even on a regular basis very soon.
I
And
love
that's
it.
as much as I can say at this point.
I love it. I can't wait to see a live from the deli segment on the on the
That's actually
the
not what it
Canadian Mike
is,
show.
but it's close. You're close.
I love that Mike's jumping in the way he is.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. All right, so with that, by the way, we should talk Canadian Mike because you sort of helped out with this just in that. Well, you told me what you did. I had reached out to Tom Dreesen on Instagram a long time ago and didn't get a response. Then our Canadian Mike over here for his own show over there reached out and got him in, I don't know, same day it seemed like. So I said, well, geez, I'm curious why you got a message. He said, oh, I did it via Facebook. So I jumped on the computer, which you have to do because I don't have Messenger on the phone. And then I jumped on there and I sent a message, whatever. Of course, he right back, just like Mike, you were right. He's a total gentleman. And Tom Dreesen will be here in person on July 12th, Tuesday, July 12th. He will have played a round of golf at the Toluca Lake Golf Course, and then he's going to come in here and chat with us about all the things. Now, Mike, I have not seen your episode, and I'm thinking I won't watch it because you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want that crossover. There's bleed, and then I won't ask this or I do this. I'm not natural. So
Sure.
I want you to know that I'm not avoiding your show. I've watched the other episodes. I'm not going to watch Tom Dreesen, the special two-parter, until after I've met him.
I find no offense, and it is so exciting that he is going to be there. Oh, you made my night by saying this. This is awesome.
Well, I credit you for reaching out in a different. This is where we do things differently, and that can work to your benefit because, what I do with the Instagram seems to work out quite well, but it didn't this time, and your method got an instant result. So, thank you, sir.
Oh man, I'm so excited for him to be in the Playset. He is going to just take that magic and sponge it up, and it's going to be a great show. I cannot wait for that.
I have a feeling you might be right. I got the same kind of whatever that is about it. There's a weird excitement. I feel like he's an old school showman, right? So
yes,
he'll get this. Like we're going to put him under lights. Yeah, we're in our dining room, but like we're giving him lights and a stage. And I have a feeling he's going to bring it. I mean, he's a fucking professional. He's a professional from the likes of the Sinatra days. I mean, he was not in the Rat Pack, but he may as well have been. He was an ancillary Rat Packer as far as I'm concerned, for sure. I'd call him an alternate.
definitely.
I'll ask you that. Was he part of the Rat Pack officially or no?
Well, I would say so. I would certainly say so.
But he was not one of the original five, right?
No, but he's the guy that's entrusted with passing the torch, and we talk about this. This is what I want to be with the Letterman podcast, a torch bearer of another time. When he talks about Frank, he goes hard in the paint, man. He really stands on his soapbox and talks about why Frank Sinatra was the greatest celebrity alive at that time.
Oh yeah,
and just goes really passionately. And we didn't say this on the podcast, but you think about Tom, kind of an older brother to Dave. They came up at the same time, and Tom went and magneted to this global superstar in Frank Sinatra, and Dave went and attached to this global superstar as Johnny Carson, and then they still stayed best friends for 40 years afterwards. The symmetry there is amazing.
What you're describing is what I was going to bring up. Those two guys were the two of men anyway. They were the two
Yes, sir.
power players of the time. There was a different generation of the older guys of Burns and it's wild out there. Bob Hope, and there was all those guys, but it was a different generation. For that time period, it was Johnny and Frank, and for different things, different mediums. Frank was movies and songs, and TV. Johnny dominated television.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's fantastic.
He's been incredibly nice. Our exchanges have been so gracious. He's been so gracious. And when I sent him the, you know what you get, the confirmation, the guest welcome memo with all of the information, his response back, very, very kind and quick, was, incidentally, my name is Dreesen. He goes, incidentally, you're spelling name Dreesen with an O, and it's Dreesen with an E. And I was like, just get the bottom drawer here, pull the gun out, and just blow my own brains out. And I just responded back with like horrible embarrassment, fixing it now. You know what I mean? And obviously it's been fine since then. But I feel like it's going to go well because I've already had that moment of like foot in mouth. Well, all right, got that out of the first ding on the car, got that out of the way.
It's a mortal lock. It's going to go very, very well. This is the way I describe Tom Dreesen. It's like I met my favorite uncle for the very first time. He's incredible. He's so great and gracious and wants to help. And he's
that's
such
wonderful.
a nice man. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's what I get from him. That's one of the reasons we wanted to have him here. I
so
was
authentic.
a big fan. Say it again.
He's so authentic.
Oh yeah, and that's what you want. And that's weird too for a showman because like you think it's all show, but with him he shows you both sides. You get to see when he clicks it on, and you get to see when he clicks it off, and it's cool. Dave was like that too, by the way. I just realized that they both always had that. And whatever could go crazy in the studio, but hi. Now that you're, sorry you had to see that, folks. That whole thing. See, Canadian Mike's laughing.
Celebrities that used to work with early had that too.
What is it? What is it? What are we even identifying here? And then we'll do Whatcha Watching today, or whatever it's called. Is it just poised? Like Shanling was the most poised. He just
that's
was always
the closest where I could get to.
Yeah. Do we want to do? All right. So Thursday, Magnus Walker is going to be here because it's been a few months, and we do quarterly visits with Magnus Walker. And let's see, next week, Patrick Long's going to be here, which is exciting. Race car driver Patrick Long. And I'm trying to think of what else is coming up. I put on this card there. No, it's not there. We got to do commercials. Let's do those real quick, and then we'll do some more East Coast feeds because we got to get those out of the way. Or do we? Yeah, let's do it because it's all the weekend. Or should we save it? They're car show stuff. We could save it. You want to save it? We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it. There's 2 car show BMW East Coast feeds that we'll play on Thursday. They're from Sunday, but we'll do them on Thursday. Just remember that it's been a busy week. We've been to the carnival twice, and we had a pub crawl last night, and then on Thursday, we'll be at a car show. Just remember that. They say all which separates men and boys is the coverage of their toys. What types of toys, Nicole?
Cars and collectors, anything and anything of value.
That's right. Anything that's insurable is insurable via St. Clair Insurance. What was I going to tell you something before? I was going to say something. Oh, man, I was going to say something different tonight on this. I can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. Licensed in most states, St. Clair Insurance is licensed in most states. St. Clair Insurance shops top providers, so you get the best coverage for your toy. Just go to the card. You can just read the card. It's that easy. Simply go to www.coverageforyourtoys.com. Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
And please tell Jeff St. Clair that Nicole says hello because
I cannot.
Yeah, I love Jeff St. Clair. He's on. I don't know if he's on a rally or a personal trip or what, but he's been out and about with the car and the wife, and they look like they're having a great time. So shout out to Jeff St. Clair. And nobody likes talking about car insurance. Well, except me, of course, because I love talking about car insurance. But it's one of those things you need to have. And I have a feeling if you either place that call or dial up that internet there to Jeff St. Clair, your car insurance problems will be lessened. He just kind of makes things a little bit easier. He worries about it so you don't have to. Jeff St. Clair, he worries about it so you don't have to. Simply go to... All right. All right. Our friend Taylor is Series 1 Films, and this episode has been brought to you in part by Series 1 Films. Series 1 Films helps automotive brands create engaging cinematic content for social media and advertising to grab and hold your ideal customer's attention. Simply check them out at series1films.com. That's series1films.com.
Series1films.com.
That's right, and the 1 is a number 1. All right. I like it. I like having this available, but I don't like it here. Like, I like being able to do it, but I don't. I guess I want my cake, and I would like to eat it, too. Does anyone have a problem with that? I want it to go back the way it was. I'm just a... Why can't things just go back to the way they were? Everything was fine. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's hilarious. You guys are hilarious. The stuff in the chat is very funny today. All right. Are we doing What Are You Watching, or are we doing that another day? I mean, we have done the time. We're over. We talked about all sorts of stuff we didn't mean to today.
I want to know what we're watching.
All right. All right. Then everybody pull up nice and close. Shazam, Mike. I think all of these are available up where you live. Do we want to talk about television or film first?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking anybody. Anybody who answers.
I saw Top Gun on Friday.
My vote is film.
Okay. Thank you. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. It was like a time warp to when I was a child, and I thought it was an incredible movie.
Okay. I haven't seen that yet, so we'll just talk about the ones that we have seen and can talk about. But it's TV. Did you say TV? You say film? Film. Okay. We watched 2 movies I would really recommend. One movie you've already seen, and one I couldn't possibly recommend. Lately,
What?
Nah, nothing. Just seeing if anybody would say anything. Top Gun was rad, says Boost Babe. Cheers, you two. Have a good evening. Bye, Dorian, damn it. We'll see you soon. Let's see. Nicolas Cage. There is a fantastic new Nicolas Cage movie out. In that, It's a movie where Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage, making fun of Nicolas Cage. And it's awesome. I loved it. I can't wait to see another movie like this. I really, really enjoyed it. It's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
So
and it's
good.
Hilarious. It's about Nick Cage and his life and what it's like to be Nick Cage, but it's a scripted movie, but it's very plausible.
And it felt candid, like it felt like him.
You see This Is the End? You remember that movie? Produced Mike, Shazam Mike?
Yeah, I was also going to ask about Being John Malkovich.
All right.
Is it more like
What do
This
you
Is
wanna
the
know
End or
about
more
John
like
Malkovich?
Being John Malkovich?
All right, this is the problem when you get 2 hosts together. I don't know about John. It's not like that.
Okay,
I mean,
it's
maybe
more
it
like
is.
This Is the
I don't know. It's not like that. No, John Malkovich is a weird movie. No, that's weird. That one's weird. But I see why you would ask. I see why you would ask it. It's not like that.
Okay.
Did you see This Is the End?
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. I love that movie. Yeah.
It is like that.
Okay.
It's more like This Is the End in that it's kind of a parody on what Nick Cage's life is probably like. Now, if you saw This Is the End and you know any of those people in real life, it's not as much of a parody as you think it was. It was pretty dead on because they're all making fun of each other with all of their real little Piccadillys and stuff. We really, really enjoyed it. It's a little bit of comedy. It's a little bit of action, just like all of Nicolas Cage's movies. I hope they do a freaking another one. I don't know how you could, but I hope they do. Maybe they'll do it with another star. It'd be great. They could totally be what's the other guy from Face Off? Travolta. They could totally do the same thing with Travolta or any of those guys. It's great. Okay. Another one that no, I'll save that for last. We'll talk about movies that everyone's seen. Shrek. Y'all saw Shrek? We revisited Shrek. It's delightful. So is the second one. Just delightful. Totally fun. Everybody remember Shrek?
Agreed.
Hi, donkey. And in the morning, I'm making waffles. Loved it. Movie I can't possibly recommend. I mean, straight up awful. The Lost City. Did not enjoy it all. Sandra Bullock and somebody else famous. I can't remember who it is. It was another big name in there.
I forget. It's so
Doesn't
rough.
matter. Not good. And it was so not good that clearly the ending didn't test well, so they reshot it. And it must have been months or a year later because Sandra Bullock had done a tremendous amount of work to her face in the final scene. And Channing Tatum was the other guy. He looked totally different. He had buzzed his hair. Something totally different. And then it goes back to like this other final little tag on the scene when they're driving away or whatever. And back to the old face and the old everything. It was a great idea. And it seemed like it was going to be fun. And there was a lot of good little bits in it. We're like, oh, yeah, there's a little Indiana Jones there. Oh, there's a little bit of like whatever there. The sum of all of those pieces is I hate to sound so negative, but it's garbage. I mean, like, don't do it, or do it and tell me what I'm wrong about. Because I mean, I don't even see it being one of those movies where like it's so bad it's fun to watch. It's not that. The Nicolas Cage one is that, like, it's so campy, it's fun.
I find that one to be more uneven. Like,
horribly uneven.
It had great potential.
Oh, we figured this out. Sorry, go ahead.
It had great potential, but it wasn't executed the right way, I think.
We felt the same thing throughout, and then when we got to the credits at the end, it was directed by two different people.
Yep.
And that is often not good.
Yeah.
You get your Wachowski brothers, sisters, the Wachowskis. You get the Wachowskis. You get the Coen brothers. Those people, they know how to work together. It's like two different people doing two different things.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm doing it my way. Well, I'm doing it my way. See you in 6 months.
Yeah, it did feel that way.
Now, here's a movie that I fell in love with. I mean, fell in love with. I've watched it twice. I watched it alone and I watched it with her. It's finally what I would consider a good or a great multiverse movie. It's called Everything Everywhere All of the Time. And have you even heard of it? Mike, do you even know what this is? No? Look it up if you get a chance. It's Korean? Chinese? Korean or Chinese? I'm not sure, but it's not part of it's subtitled, but it's mainly in English. But the really fun thing about it for movie fans is that it's the return to cinema for, I'm going to say his name wrong, so I'm just going to give you his characters, for Data from Goonies and Short Round from Temple of Doom. You remember him? Ki Huan? You know who I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah, I want to imitate and say Mr. Jones the way he says it, but
You
I'm
call
not
him
going
Dr.
to.
Jones, doll.
There you
Yeah,
go.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Or just anything from Goonies, right? Data, booby trap, all that stuff. So
He
anyway,
had the vest, right?
sure, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
double O negative.
Right.
And the dad had the same thing at the end with the camera and the whole bit. Anyway, he's in this, and he's excellent. And it's Michelle Lowe. I don't know how to say her name. I can't remember her name. But I think is it Crouching Tiger? Is that why she's famous?
Oh.
I don't know why she's famous. Anyway, this movie is excellent, guys. It's excellent. It's so good. But it's like Tenet. You have to watch it. It's so much information. You're going to be like this, and it's a mind blower. But it's like a really good interpretation of what the multiverse is or can be. And I think Ready Player One tried to do this a couple years ago, and I hated that movie. I just didn't like it. I tried to watch it again a couple weeks ago. I still couldn't do it. Couldn't get past the thing. Once he gets into the world, I was out. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Highly, highly recommend. Available for download now.
Same.
I mean, it's really good. If you stick to the end, it is really good. Freaking loved it. Such a good message. Such a good message. Everything, Everywhere, All the time.
Would it be appropriate for me to recommend one more movie?
Yeah.
To me, I've always been looking for an unofficial sequel of the caliber of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I believe the new Chippendale movie is that.
I know, you're not the first person to say that. I think they make references to it in the movie, too. Certainly the cars look the same and whatever. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you there, even though you're not... Sean
You didn't
Bishop
like
agrees
it.
with you on that. Sean Bishop told me the same thing. I think it's not nearly as good as you guys are saying, although I have enjoyed the first half that I've watched. It's been fine. I don't think it's great. I don't think... But what I'm enjoying is Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
Yes.
This world that they're living in where one's 3D, like, I get it, it's funny, but
He got work done and he's 3D now? Oh, I love that.
it's a good joke. I don't need to watch it for the whole movie.
It's a one.
It's a one-off. It's a
one-off.
one hit.
They lasted 2 hours. They stretched.
Whatever. So we haven't seen the whole thing yet. We haven't finished it, so we're not being fair yet. But with the first half that I have seen, I think it's very cute and fun. But it does not... To compare it to Roger Rabbit isn't fair because Roger Rabbit to me is a masterpiece. It's so well done.
Yep.
And this one is fine. This one does not remotely pay the same attention to the world or the universe that it's in and make sure that the rules are the same like Zemeckis did with Back to the Future, Roger Rabbit and such. But as far as enjoyment and comedy, like I've been laughing at the jokes. I definitely have. And I didn't watch the original Chippendales. So, did you watch the cartoon version, the original?
A little bit, enough to understand the references from it for sure. I was more a Tiny Toons guy, but I did know the Rescue Rangers at the time. But the inside jokes and the layers of inside jokes in this movie, I find I would use the word masterpiece. And I've watched it a bunch of times because my granddaughter fell in love with it.
Okay.
And so every single time I see it, I'm seeing new things that are really teeny tiny jokes. So I found it to be extremely well crafted, but that's just me.
So that's it. We need to watch it, finish it. We need to finish it first, and then even I'll say watch it again because I'm willing to do that. I two different people I trust have said it's that good. But if it doesn't on the second pass, yeah, I don't know. We'll
Then
see.
we
But
are
I know what
happy
you
to
mean about
agree to
the
disagree.
different levels because I did the comedy is it's Family Guy paced. It's quick,
Fast.
very very quick.
Yes.
And I like that.
Yes.
They don't care if you get it or not. Moving on.
Yep.
Not. Did you guys get that in the back row? Do we have to do anything? You heard it? Okay, good. All right, TV, real quick. I've got, 2 shows, really. 3 shows that we're watching. 2 are new. 1 is old, and the old one is great, but it's in season 18, so if you think it's great, you don't need to hear it from me. It's The Deadliest Catch we're watching because it's that time of year. We love The Deadliest Catch.
Love.
Can't tell you why, just do. A friend of ours created it, and he's not a hands-on producer anymore, but I'm pretty sure hopefully he still collects a check. And maybe that's why we started watching it. I can't remember, but we love it. Season 18, and it does not disappoint. The drama has not stopped. The Deadliest Catch. Now, new shows. I got a comedy and I got a drama, and I think they're both terrific. The comedy is called I Love That For You. It's Vanessa Bayer on Showtime.
From SNL. I love it.
It's her and Molly Shannon, both from SNL, and it's revolving around like being a host at QVC. It's revolving around QVC, and it's very funny. It's the TV show that so many other TV shows are trying to be. By TV show versus TV show, I mean shows about TV. This is really good. It's very funny and very on. Like I've agreed technically with everything that they've been doing.
Yeah.
It's like it's authentic. Very funny, very funny. And Vanessa Bayer is just adorable. Molly Shannon is still wonderful. If you ever liked her, I still love her. I worked with her on Saturday Night Live when I was a kid. So was she. We were both kids, I guess. And then drama. Man, this show is good. By the way, both of these are still mid-season. They're not done. They're both happening now. This one might be Showtime as well. I can't remember where this is, but The Man Who Fell to Earth. This is an excellent show.
That's great.
Check it out. That's all I'm going to say. Check it out. It is high concept. Feels totally believable in that it could happen. You know what I mean? Like an alien could come. It's basically a telling of The Day the Earth Stood Still. Remember that one where the aliens come and they talk to the humans and whatever?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. sort of like that, but in a much more creative, long form telling. It's very creative and very colorful, and I don't want to give any plot points away, but like the stuff is very visual and really, really fun, really good. So that's it. Those are all the things on my card.
You did good. That's a lot.
Yeah, 90 minutes and we don't even have a guest. What the hell are we doing here? Well, I guess we called Barbara Gaines twice because I forgot to tell her I loved her. And I think that's it. We've done all these here. Anything else in the chat up there? We're good, right, Canadian Mike?
Bring her home, boss.
All right. In that case, I think that's it. Thursday, we're back here with Magnus Walker. Mr. Magnus Walker has a lot of things coming up, including there's something at the Peterson. There's something forget it. Doesn't matter. He'll be here on Thursday to tell you about it. There's all sorts of stuff. His book's going to be on Amazon soon. He's got a new show coming out. Might be starting a podcast. There's all sorts of things. Magnus will be here on Thursday. And that's what's going on. And Patrick Long, next Tuesday as well. So, and then the rest of this, there's a lot. Reggie Watts is going to be back. Misha Mansour is going to be here with Chris Has a Camera. Tom Dreesen's here in early July. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's good. Greg Grunberg's going to be here too. Chris Jacobs going to be here too. We're trying to figure out the dates because they both travel a lot. But we'll sandwich it in. We'll figure it out. So
It's fun.
it is a lot happening, and more Cars and Comedy coming to you. As long as you're at the Marconi on 9-3 and some other places when we get there. That's what's happening. Shout out to everybody. Producer Mike up in Canada. Shout out to producer Ariel, who's in New York, traveling, but she'll be back to help us with things soon. The live shows I told you about. All right. Thank you to everybody. Follow the Letterman Podcast on all of the platforms. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. There's a Facebook group. And obviously the podcasts.
And the
you're
YouTube.
on Apple, right? We're on Apple.
Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and 2 or 3 other platforms I haven't heard of.
Right. But all right. So the reason I was asking about Apple is you can review on Apple, which will help you in the long run, right? That helps you get more views. So people should go
would
to
love that.
the Apple, even if you don't listen on Apple, go to Apple if you like the show and review there. And I'm asking you to do that on our show too, because I just found out that that's something you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get people to review it, and then that helps the algorithm. I've never asked anyone to do that, and I don't know if anyone ever has.
I had no idea.
So now I'm asking to do it for ours and the Letterman Podcast, and then also Wake the Kids, Phone the Neighbors, which is another channel on what will be. I can't tell you, but there's all sorts of stuff happening soon, and it's going to be great. So that's it. We didn't do the scratcher. We'll do other stuff on Thursday with Magnus Walker. Love you. You good?
Yes.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay. Love you, producer Mike up in Canada.
Love you guys so much. Peace and love.
You do.
Love producer Ariel out there in New York. And we love you at home. Thanks for watching. Please love one another. We'll see you out there.